Hello, hello, hello. It is Julia from Julia's Crafty Chaos, and I hope everyone is doing well, happy, and positive today. Today, I'm going to do the large frog mold in a one-on-one collaboration with Tracy from Mini Scenes GB, and I am going to make this frog look like my frog, Theodore. I hope. Theo is a gray tree frog that, well, I kind of rescued. And give me a second here. And this is what he looks like. So I am going to attempt to make him in a large frog. And the first thing I'm going to do is UV resin some eyes in him, and I need to make sure that I get them positioned the way I want. So, oh God, did I put a line on the back, as you can see, on which way the eyes are, the pupil is facing. I have some Let's resin, UV resin. All I have left is the high viscosity. I need to order some the low viscosity, but this will work just fine. So I'm going to put a little dot of UV resin down in there, just the dot. And then, let's see, I want them like this. So I'm going to try and get that down in there properly. Squish it in a little. And I know y'all can't see this, I'm sorry. I got it down in there. And then I'm going to take my little handheld UV light, and I'm going to kind of do it from the back side. That'll get all around the edges. And then I'm going to take it underneath. And then you do have to be careful. You can't manhandle this too much afterwards because it'll dislodge those eyes. I think that's in there pretty good for right now. Pardon, my allergies are kicking my butt. Alright, now I'm going to get the other one in there. Oh, no, I just put it on. Thought I poured that down in there. Now I got to make sure that I get that in there about the same way. I am going to pause this and put him in my double-sided UV resin lamp, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have the eyes in, and they have been through the lamp, so hopefully they are set. Now, if you saw on that picture, let me see if I can find it again. Well, on this one, see right there, he's got a very distinctive mark on his back. So I am going to put that on there. Ah, here's a good picture of it. So I am going to attempt to draw that in there. I'm going to start with the outline, which is black UV resin, Let's resin. And I'm hoping I have enough of this. If not, again, pardon me, my allergies. If not, I'll have to mix up a little bit of resin and add some black pigment to it and see if I can get it to go that way. So, hopefully, I'm going to shake it down to bottom. Well, to the tip, I guess you'd say. Yeah, I'm not happy with this at all. Alright, hold on. Okay, what I'm going to do is I took some of the high viscosity, I put it into a little cup, and then I have some Let's resin, black pigment paste, and I'm going to make up a little bit. Now just remember that since it is UV and we're trying to make sure that the light goes through it, I need to put just a small amount in there because otherwise the light isn't going to get through and set it. So I'm just going to put 1 drop and we'll see. Does. So I'm going to mix this up. I'm going to add another drop. I'm gonna hope that it's enough, that it's opaque enough to be a line, but transparent enough to... Boy, words are hard today. Anyway, transparent enough that the light will go through. So, now I'm gonna put you on pause, and I'm gonna put it into a needle tip bottle that I have here, a black one, and I'll be right back. Try this again. Alright, sorry, but I thought I hit the button and I didn't, so I did a little bit of it. I'm going to kind of go over all of the spots that are very thin. It doesn't matter because I'm going to fill it in with another color. But, well, I'm trying to do this as best I can. I'd like it to look as close as possible. I mean, I obviously can't do it perfect because, well, I'm not. Anyway, I got a couple lines to do here on his side. He's gonna look a little funny because he's got the opposite sides. He also has lines just above his eyeballs, if you can see, right up here. Well, guess I need to do that, don't I? I want to tell you, it's not easy squeezing resin, especially the high viscosity, out of this little bitty bottle. Alright, now, I'm sure as you can tell, Theo, even though he is a frog, he's kind of bumpy. How am I going to do that, you're asking? Well, I don't have anything that is that thin bumpy. Oh, well, to be honest, I think I'm not going to worry about that part. Sounds like a good thing, right? Alright, so now, inside his little patches, it's a darker grayish brownish color. So I think I'm going to take again some UV resin, and I hate using up all of my high viscosity, but I really don't have any choice here. I'm going to mix up a color. Now, I know by that picture he looks tan, but I promise you he is more of a grayish tan. So, I'm going to mix. I have some mud pigment paste from Create and Bloom. I don't know if you can, will it focus on that? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And then I also have some Downpour from Create and Bloom. And this is a gray, a really dark gray. So I'm going to mix a little bit of each of these together and see if I can get the darkish brownish gray that is in the middle of them. Well, the 3 spots. I do gotta mix these pretty well because they have been sitting and it tends to separate. And what I mean by that, I think you'll be able to see. You see the liquid that's on top of that? I need to stir it all in to make sure that we've got the proper color. Now, here is my dilemma. Do I try to do that with UV resin, or do I maybe do a fast cure resin with that? I have some Let's Resin 4-hour cure, and then I also have Apex Quantum that you use for tumblers, but it could be used for that because I only need a tiny drop. I mean, all I'm doing, and I think you can see, but all I'm trying to do this easy. You see that one up there, this one here, and this one here. I just want to fill it in, but what I'm concerned about is the ones on the sides. It may run. I don't want it to run, so I may have to try it with some UV. And if that don't work, well, then guess what? I'll be redoing it. So, I'll be right back. Let me try and find a small container. And, alright, I'll be right back. Alright, I have just a very little bit of UV resin in there. So, I'm going to take a little bit of this, very little bit of this mud coloring, not real. I'm going to put it on the end there, and that might actually be a bit too much. We'll see. And we're going to mix it in. Alright, what I'll do with it, but yeah, I'm going to have to add some more because, yeah, that's way too opaque. Oh, is that way too opaque? Alright, let's add some more UV in there. Like I told you, I don't even know if this is going to work. Yeah, I just wasted well, I didn't waste it because I can spread it out on a piece of plastic or whatever, make it super thin, cure it, do something with it. But, well, shoot, what do I do? Alright, let's take just a little dollop of this, add it to this. Take one little dollop of the downpour, but let me scrape this off. Alright, I'm just gonna put that down, and I got just a tiny bit on there. I'm gonna stir that. Well, I have totally made a mess of this, and I told you it may not work. That's really opaque. I mean, yeah, that is really opaque. I wonder if I painted it in layers. Oh, I don't know. Well, we know that's a disaster. That's about the right color. Alright, well, me think. Alright, so let me find thin old generic paintbrush. Alright, let's see if I can make this work. Probably not, but I'm going to try. Oh, that might work. Please tell me. I almost thought I'd forgot to press record again. I think the only thing that's saving me on this, to be honest, is that it is the high viscosity UV resin, because I think if it was the regular, the low viscosity, I think it would run and I'd be totally screwed. But I think this might actually work. Once I get this on here, I might do a second coat, I don't know yet, and put it in the double-sided lamp and see if that'll cure it all the way. I think that might work. So how is everyone today? I'm hoping everyone's having a good day. I know life's been a little rough on this end, and well, I'm sure, as y'all know, I have not put out a video in forever. Life has kind of kicked my husband's and mine's rear ends. But you know what? We're making it through it. Everything is good to go. Well, it will be. And we'll move on. Life happens to us, right? That might be a bit too much in there. See, that's what happens when I get to talking. You know, I think before I put a second coat, which I won't make y'all sit through that, I'm going to put this through the double-sided, put a second coat on it, and then I'll be back. Okay, I got that all done, and now what I need to do is, and I'm going to show you, if you'll look on the inside of his legs, he's got some yellow. So I'm going to put that on there, and I'm just going to use some mica powder, and it's a generic because, well, I don't have a Let's Resin or any other brand of yellow mica powder. And I'm just going to attempt to use one of these makeup sponges because I'm going to try and keep it from blowing everywhere. I'm going to put it on the inside of his legs here, and to be honest, look, he's a frog. They aren't in perfect symmetry. So if I don't get it perfect, well, guess what? He's perfect to me, but he ain't perfect. Like I said, it's just on the inside of his thighs. And if I can get him to come to me tonight, I'll take a full picture of him and add it to my end credit. I just flicked it. Well, guess I got a little cleanup to do. Let me grab my puppy here. Yeah, and I know I just said that he ain't perfect, but that's the only place he's got any yellow. I'm trying not to move it too much because, well, I don't want to dislodge any of that UV resin. Alright, I think that's good enough because, like I said, he's only got a touch. And it's on the inside of his thighs. Oh, I just made a mess with that mica powder. Ugh. See, here lately I've been making all kinds of messes. Go figure. Alright, so now what I need to do is I'm going to have to mix up my resin and get it colored. Now, I have quite a few different tans, browns from Create and Bloom over Lou is amazing. And I had got some of her, what was it called? Grandpa's Orchard or something like that. Anyway, again, I'm going to try and make a concoction of where he's kind of like a grayish brown. I mean, that's just how he is. So, I am going to get some resin mixed up and I will be right back. As you can see, I'm mixing up about 20 ounces. It's about 22. And I'm using my Estoyo AI mixer. And as soon as that is about mixed, where I can scrape the sides, I will be right back. Oh, I forgot, I am also using the Let's Resin epoxy resin. I gotta say, I'm pretty partial to the Let's Resin. I do use Apex resin, although with the tariffs, I probably will not be able to afford that anymore. So we'll see what happens, but I am perfectly happy to use all Let's Resin. I've got it all mixed up, and well, there are bubbles upon bubbles. And that's my fault because I took it out of the mixer halfway through to give it a good stir, scrape sides, and then I put it back in, and well, I should have known better, but it's okay. I've done worse. I'm sure we all have. So anyway, I honestly do not know how much this frog takes. So I am going to get started trying to figure out my coloration. So I'm going to start with, I'm not sure, dang it. Alright, I have this color by Create and Bloom. It's called Jenny Wren. So it's a tannish brown, but it also has a red tint to it. And well, my frog ain't red. But I'm hoping, how you like want to say that? Is that not a disaster waiting to happen? I'm hoping that because I am going to add a little bit of the downpour to it, that it will kinda eliminate reddish to it. So, well, I don't know if you can see, but the downpour is not dark enough in this situation to remove the total brownish tan. So I think what I'm going to do is I have some Create and Bloom Tolkien Black. Can you see that? Yeah. And I think I'm going to add a bit of that to it. I mean, literally just a drop. I'm hoping. You can see that is a major rich black. So I'm hoping that will, I don't want to say eliminate the tannish to it, but eliminate the tannish to it. You know. So anyway, we're going to try. Oh, let me tell you. Oh. Okay, I will blurt that out, but I just get this out of there before I explain what I did. Oh! Alright, I'll be right back. Well, let me explain this. And in my infinite wisdom, I was not paying attention, and the Tolkien Black is actually for eco pigment. It is not resin pigment. The stag beetle, which is a beautiful deep black, is for resin. So, thank God, I got it all out of there before I made an issue. Like I said, I'm just, wow. So anyway, I'm stirring this up really well. And you know what's going, man, that's awful thin for resin pigment. It's usually nice and thick and goopy and, well, that's what happens when you have, you know, brain fog and you're just not thinking. Anyway, so now I have the nice, rich black. So, I'm going to put a dollop in there. I'm going to stir this up and I'll be right back. As I got the color, and that looks awful dark there, but it's not as dark as it looks. But I'm putting it through my Let's Resin debubbler, and I put it on for 6 minutes. So I will be back in about 6 minutes. I know that looks really dark, but I promise it's not. But I am going to take my little thing and pop the surface bubbles. Give it just a minor stir. And I'm trying to pour kind of slowly. And I think I'm going to stop right there for a second. And I'm going to take my frog and I'm going to kind of dip him up. Let some of that resin coat his little froggy beak. And maybe that will help keep some of the bubbles out from under there. So then I'm going back in. I'm going to stop and let it level out a little bit. I'm going to tell you what, I wasn't sure that 20 ounces was going to be enough, but guess what? It was, and I have 4 ounces left. Go figure. Wow. All right. Now, of course, I'm going to let this sit for a bit, and hopefully all these bubbles will come up. And I can see a few already. And I'm going to take a wow, words are hard. Long neck lighter. And go over them. Back in about, I don't know, 5 minutes and do it again. But I need to find another mold for that 4 ounces, don't I? I'm going to, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's level. Probably is. And I'm really worried about the under this chin. Well, if I get bubbles under his chin, it is what it is. So, hold on, and I'm going to find another mold that would work with this color. Sorry, I kind of had to hurry because my resin was starting to get super hot. So anyway, I found my little tray mold and I had the perfect amount for it. So we are going to let these cure and I will be back tomorrow for the demold. And we'll do something cute with the tray. I don't know what, but we'll figure it out. Alright, I will see everybody tomorrow. Bye-bye. Well, here we are, and everything is cured. So, I have never demolded this yet. This is my first time making this mold. And while I'm demolding the tray, I just want to say thank you to everybody that is a subscriber and has supported me verbally. I so appreciate each and every one of you. Here we go. There's no bubbles. Wrong. One little one right there. Not sure you can see it. It's right in front of my thumbnail. But anyway, it turned out pretty good. I know I had said that we were going to finish this off, but I think I'm going to save this because I have an idea for something. So you'll be seeing that in an upcoming video. So let's get on to Theo, Mr. Theo. And I know a lot of people have already done this frog. Again, this was my first opportunity. As I had said before, I had some things going on. Things have been a little rough, but you know what? We all got our trials and tribulations, and we all get through them, right? And my table is shaking it is off balance. I'm gonna have to check into that because I don't like that at all. Now, from watching everybody else, I know you do the butt first. So let's get his butt up. And I'm gonna tell you, it's a little darker than what I wanted. But let's keep it going. There we go. Trying to hide it. My hands ain't that big though. He's a little slickery like a real frog too, let me tell you. Sorry, I'm gonna have to use my back gut here. Alright, let me get the mold turned all right backside out. And that's a little tip for everyone. When you are finished demolding, make sure to turn your mold right side out because it can get deformed and then you're not going to get the same results each time. And this is a beautiful mold. And by the way, I don't know if I said it or not, but I got that mold from Amazon through Julie Cuts at Pouring Your Heart Out a good while back. Looking at poor Theo, he's got some holes around his under chin. I did not get them all out and around his upper lip there, but well, it is what it is. So let's flip him over. Ooh, those eyes come out good. Ooh. And actually, they probably should go across this way, but it's fine. The spots in his inner leg there didn't come out exactly how I'd like, but I'm not going to complain too much. So, there he is. There is Mr. Theo. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Actually, he doesn't ribbit. He does sounds kind of like a because he's a tree frog. And that's fine. So there he is. Let me know what y'all think. I know he didn't turn out anything special. There's the yellow on the inside, and that's not quite as bright as it should be, but I'm going to tell you, I got him a little too dark. But, well, it came out pretty good. So I am not going to complain. So, thank y'all for being here. I'm pretty sure Tracy's going to win this competition. But you know what? I'm happy with him, and that's pretty much all that matters, correct? So, I hope y'all have a great evening. Stay positive, and if you can be anything in this world, be kind. Get y'all for the next one. Bye.